Hi, I'm very happy to be supporting Calibre Audio to mark its 50th anniversary by providing ideas and inspiration for those writers wishing to enter the Inclusive Voices short story competition. Every story entered must contain a character with a print disability. This might be visual impairment, dyslexia, autism, ADHD, long COVID, or any other physical or neurological condition that prevents them from holding or reading and understanding a book. Calibre has provided some information about the challenges faced by people who find it difficult to read print, and the charity is looking for people to incorporate these into a short story written in prose or verse, no more than 550 words long. This video will give you some hints and tips for how to craft your perfect short story. My name's Will Burns, and I'm a poet and author based in Wendover. I've published a number of books of poetry, a novel, and some short fiction. There's nothing better to my mind than playing with language and stories and testing the limits of our imagination. So first steps, how do we start a new story? A good idea I find is to think about places. Where is this story set? Where is it taking place? Think about the places that mean the most to you in the world. Why do they matter? How do they make you feel? The setting of your story will affect almost everything that happens. The kind of characters that you write about, the things that those characters do. So a great setting, a great place for your story is a really good way to start. Essential components of a good story. A good story can have lots of different qualities, but a vivid sense of place, as we just discussed, strong characters, exciting action, believable and moving dialogue will all help make your story stand out. So think about those elements when you start writing. You won't go too far wrong. So how do we develop strong characters in as few words as possible? Think about the way that you and your friends express your character. Do you dress a certain way? Do you use special language or slang? Do you speak a certain way when you're with your friends, then a different way to how you speak to colleagues at work or to family or other people? These are all expressions of personality, ways of expressing aspects of our characters. But of course, the other way that we express our character is through our actions. How do we behave in certain situations? How do we act when certain things happen to us? These are all ways that you can express character to readers in as little words as possible. How to build and end a story? Well, we build a story out of things that happen to characters that we've created. And all the characters in your short story should want something, even if that desire is kept hidden. Think about the early bird from the proverb. What does the early bird want? It wants to catch the worm, and the worm wants to evade capture and stay alive. So we build short stories out of desires that our characters have and needs that they might be expressing, and the obstructions to those desires, the things that stand in their way. Does your character in the end get what they want? Could be love, could be money, could be happiness, or do they end up disappointed? That, of course, is how you end your short story. So the obstructions that your character faces up to through the course of the story, and the final act, which is whether they end up disappointed or overcoming those obstructions and getting what they want. That is how lots of short stories are built, a good way of starting. You might find that you want to write in verse as opposed to prose, which is fine. Verse means using poetic devices such as rhyme or a strong meter to tell your story. If you find that you want to use rhyme and it helps with the writing process, then do that. Prose is normal sentences and paragraphs, the way you would write in everyday life, which is also good. The final thing for me to do is to wish everybody the very best of luck. I can't wait to read all the stories that are entered, and go out, let your imagination run wild, and I'm sure you'll come up with some incredible stories, incredible characters, and I can't wait to meet them. Thanks very much. Best of luck.